Hey everybody! Alright, it says I'm live. Here we go. Sorry, things were a little bit funny there for a minute. It was glitching. Okay, so tonight, let me pull up the comments. Okay, so tonight I'm going to be painting this cute little rainbow sign. I know St. Patty's. You guys, I'm so behind. I got to get caught up. The shoulder is not helping me at all. So colors tonight that we're going to be using. I'm going in rainbow order because I set it out that way. The lighter shades we might change a little bit, but I just pulled a bunch. So we're going to use bubblegum, fuchsia, cantaloupe, and pumpkin. Those are our oranges. Our yellows are sunbright yellow and then just normal yellow. Our greens, we're going to use gecko or parsley. You guys know my faves. And lake and Mediterranean blues. And then we're going to have our 14 karat gold. Hey Trish, how are you, honey? It has been forever. I have missed you. 14 karat gold. And then, of course, I'm going to use probably 2 different colors of green glitter. Of course, our black and white and our Mod Podge is what we'll be using tonight. So with all of that going on, let's flip you down so you guys can see what's going on here. Okay, so I've got my little spinny table. This has been helping quite a bit, so thank goodness, right? I am going to go ahead and just trying to decide if I want to do the lighter pink and go darker. Okay. I decided this was a little too plain, so I wanted to add some extras into it, but I don't know if I'm going to use the pink. I think I might do it detail in this next one. So we're going to go ahead and go with fuchsia. I am just going to use our lid tonight. Most of the time I'm going to use the lids tonight since we're not going to be using a ton of paint. With the green, we'll probably pour a little bit. Hey Sherry, how are you? And for the most part, I think I'll probably be staying with this brush tonight, which I believe is a 5/8 angle brush. It is a well-loved brush of mine. So when I say well-loved, that means the paint's come off. So we're guessing a little bit on size here. So I just loaded my brush here. I'm going to take the angle here. And we're just going to go right around the shamrock leaf here to start ourselves out. So how was your all's weekend? Anything fun? I had the pleasure of going down to Sims with Lori and Brenda and Dawn and Rhea and a bunch of everybody else that I'm not thinking of right now. I'm sorry. My brain's on kapoops. I'm just trying to remember who was all in my vehicle. Well, not my vehicle, Dawn, sweetheart that she is, drove us everywhere. Oh, Willie was with us sometimes. And I'm trying to think of who else. But anyways, we had a great time. It was fun, a lot of learning. Even though I don't do the wreaths as much anymore, it's still great to see how they're putting things together, new ideas that they're coming out with, just to help everybody out, you know? All right. So just cleaning up that edge there. All right, I'm going to grab right here. This brush in me is not wanting to stay pointed. It's going to start soonly becoming into the Mod Podge brush brushes because you guys know what I do with those brushes that don't have point anymore. I'll have to try boiling it for a minute. Alrighty. So I'm just smoothing this out real quick here. Oh, okay. I just got the notification that I'm live on Facebook. Thank you, Casey or Lori. All right, so just smoothing this out. Hey, Lori, how are you? Hey, Rhea. All right, so we're just going right around here, smoothing that out. Oh, you're fine, no problem. We all know how that is. 7 o'clock is a little bit hard for everybody, I think, a little bit. Most of us are running late between the business call and everything else. It makes it a little difficult, I get it. Okay, I'm gonna just smooth that out. Okay. I'm gonna go right in here with this one. So I'm just using kind of the angle, the very tip of this angle brush to get in that edge. Now you could definitely move down to a smaller brush if you didn't feel adequate enough to do so. Guys, I'm sorry, I forgot to put my phone on silent. It keeps being a hassle. I'll hurry and mute it. So just going right around this line here. Guys, I'm loving this spinning table though, because it also kind of helps with giving me curves. So Lazy Susan for the win. Okay. Going right here, we're gonna get right here. Now one thing that's great about the fuchsia is pretty much it is one and done. You usually don't have to hit it with a second coat. I am just gonna see real quick. I'm gonna hit it with a blow dryer real quick just to make sure that we're good. Oops, I did a boo-boo there, but it's okay because that shamrock we're gonna cover with glitter, so I'm not gonna worry too much. Hey Betty, how are you? So just hitting this with the heat gun. Just a reminder, whenever you're using the heat gun or even the blow dryer, low heat and move fast. So the paint doesn't bubble. You're looking pretty good. I'm doing okay. We'll be finding out about my shoulder tomorrow, so hopefully we can get some good news there. Fingers crossed. Ugh. Having the weekend off, it did help. But I can tell you it's getting a little sore again tonight, so. But we'll just keep on going, right? All we can do. All right, I think I'm gonna do the cantaloupe first. Whoop. Oh, what am I doing? I'm trying to pour this, and I don't need to because we're not doing that much with it. All right. Maybe. Whoop. Ooh, we got a string. Yuck. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Let me get this brush cleaned out. Once again, I am using a 5/8 angle brush. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, just grab this. This is that cantaloupe orange that we're using. And then, like I said, I'm not too worried about our shamrock because if I get a little bit of overage, we're doing glitter and everything else, that's going to mostly hide it. We'll still be careful, but if we get a little over, no biggie. We can always fix it. Okay. Right in here, we're going to get a little angle. Now I am just using that very tip of my angle brush here. If you wanted to, you could go down to detail brush. I am not going to mess right there. I am not good enough with that paintbrush. I don't feel good in my ability with that paintbrush for right there. So we'll go in with a little detail brush real quick and hit that little spot. Now another thing that I really do like about this cantaloupe orange is it has great coverage. It's usually still 2 coats because you can see some spots with it, but for the most part it handles really good. So we're just getting right here. Am I off? Yep, I'm off camera, sorry. Just going to get this arch real quick here. There we go. Get right around this edge, and then we'll smooth out, okay? We're going to go right here next. Grabbing this edge. I started to drag the paint just a little bit, so I'm going to grab a little bit more here. And come back and meet the edge. There we go. Go right around our shamrock. Smooth that out. Okay. Alrighty. So we got right there. Let me grab this detail brush, and we're gonna get the in-betweens of this little these little shamrocks right here. I didn't feel too confident in myself to get with the bigger brush. This is a 0/5, I think. Nope, this one's a 10. 0/10 spotter brush. Or in other paint worlds, it can be called a 0/10 liner brush. Same thing. Okay, let me hit this again with the heat gun. Hey, Susan. My heat gun is sounding worse and worse. One day I think it's just going to go kaput on me. I have dropped that poor thing so many times. At this point, it's kind of like the game of how long is it going to last for. All right, let me grab this Ingo brush again. I'm going to hit this just one more time. We have a couple of little splotches where we're going to need that second coat at. So we'll quickly give it one more coat. So this, this rainbow, shoot, I was losing my words there for a minute. I was thinking it would look really cute, a little bit boho-y, if you guys have seen that. So the ones that have like a little bit of detail work inside the bow, or inside the oh my gosh, now I'm saying ribbon. Inside the rainbow, there we go. There's the right word tonight. So, that being said, oops, we're gonna get the pumpkin paint here. I think I'm actually gonna go down to a smaller brush. This is a 3/8 angle brush. I use pumpkin here. Just using the lid because we're not using too much. And I am just going to go with a quick little line here. Maybe right here. With our next one, go probably there. So the next one maybe here. So I am not even measuring. I'm just kind of going eyeballing it. So this one is going to kind of have a little bit of that orange running through it. So we're going to kind of go right there with that. So then we'd have kind of empty. So we do a stripe about here. So we'll get right here. That, maybe right here with another one. Just kind of making it fun, a little whimsy. Kind of giving that boho rainbow look. And I do kind of want some of the other undertones of the oranges coming through. So I am not going to do a second coat on this because I want the kind of the cantaloupe popping through. So you guys can kind of see that. However, I'm not liking the amount of excess paint I got right here. So we're going to clean that up just a little. There we go. Okay, so that was our pumpkin orange. So moving on, we're going to do yellow next. And I am going to change my yellow that I'm using. I'm actually going to use, where is my yellow? Maybe not. I could have sworn I had bright yellow here, but, oh, there it is. Okay, it just got put in the wrong spot. Okay, bright yellow is just a little bit brighter than the yellow. The yellow has a little bit more of a darker tone to it. So I wanted it to kind of go a little bit brighter. So we're going to go with this bright yellow. And like I said, I kind of pulled a bunch of the paints because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use. Now, because I'm going to be doing gold right here, I am going to just paint this real quick with yellow, because that metallic gold sometimes shows up in different lights with the white kind of popping through. So if we have yellow, because gold, you know, is more of a yellow tone, it's going to pull that yellow as the background. So hence why we're throwing some yellow down here. Okay. So I'm just taking my angle brush once again, just doing nice little swoops. Coming back in, cleaning this up just a little. Since I did get a little bit of paint, I am going to go in and just hit this side here with the yellow, right over here on this side as well. Okay. And then we'll come in and get our little rest of our rainbow going here. Whoops. We had drippage. Okay, not bad. We got it. My hands look like a nightmare. Okay. Let me clear this on my phone, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. So right here, just going right around shamrock and its stem. There we go. We're going to smooth that out. Okay. Now this yellow is going to need just one more quick little second coat. Okay, throw that over here. So I'm going to hit that one more time with a second coat. And then, like I said, I did change my mind on the yellow. So this is the bright yellow. And I actually think I'm going to keep that green because we're going to have so much green that I don't want to do too much. So I think I'm going to actually do a yellow design in this one. And I will use this Sunbright Yellow. But we'll just do some quick little dots on it. And with that, I'm going to grab one of my biggest paintbrushes and we're going to use the end of it. Hey Lori, how are you? And we're just going to add our little circles here. using the back of the paintbrush helps so much with getting those little baby circles, little baby dots that we want. Pretty quick and easy. How was Chef Brian's dinner tonight? It was actually really good. We had steak with a pepper glazed sauce and pear salad and au gratin, cheese au gratin potatoes. Hello Fresh for the win. I will say 2 thumbs up. Woo! Hey Linda, how are you? Okay, so let's go to our green. I have not decided. I think I'm going to use the parsley for that, but we'll use our cute little paint trays here. I know, right? I could smell it. I was like, on business card, I could smell it. I'm like, whoa, that smells good. The fat girl in me was wanting food. All right, I'm going to go back to that 5/8 angle brush just so we get a little bit more coverage. Preparing to teach tomorrow. Well, good luck, Linda. You're a teacher now, right? I forgot. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the parsley on this one, and we'll do it on this one. And maybe this little guy right here. Then we'll do gecko on the other. Adult education. Shoulder is there. That's the comment that I try and say. It's hanging in there. I was doing a little bit better earlier today. I tried to give myself as much of a rest this weekend as I could, but you know, work's got to get done, so it's starting to get real sore again. Find out tomorrow what the heck's going on, so we'll know then. And you guys, I'm not going to paint, by the way, this shamrock too crazy, so, or with too many coats, just because, like I said, glitter is going to be on top of it, so we're not going to really see the coverage as much on this. It's just basically getting a base tone. So we're getting that. All right. So then just using our angle brush, going right up on our edge here. Nice and smooth there. And there we go. Okay. So I'm going to get the edge here of our friend. Have I tried acupuncture? No, I haven't tried anything yet. Kind of just waiting on what the orthopedic says and then kind of going from there. So hopefully soon we will know what the heck the plan is. Because honestly, at this point, I'm willing to try just about anything besides, you know, hardcore. Well, I should say hardcore, but I don't like pain pills. They make me not feel so great. So if I can avoid that at all costs, that is what we will do. I'm not a good, nice patient on pain pills. I just feel yucky on them. They do kind of make me feel yucky too, sick. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead here. We'll get our green stripe going with our rainbow. So you guys, I'm sorry I'm being indecisive tonight with the rainbow. The boho literally came to me, the boho rainbow, like maybe a couple minutes before I started. I'm like, oh, you know what would be cute? Is to do more of like a boho rainbow. So I apologize about that part. But those boho rainbows are really trendy right now. If you haven't seen them, they're all over Etsy. So I thought it would be kind of fun to mix it a little bit into the sign. All right. Okay. I'm going to get this nice cute little one right here, a little boop-a-boop. This is just going right around this edge. Once more, and I'm kind of lifting the bottom of my brush and curling it so I didn't get my paint all over the place. It's kind of a little trick that I've learned when you're working with kind of a bigger brush in a smaller area. Just like the same, like I've said before, just using the tip of the brush and not dipping all the way in. That will help a lot. And you guys, this Lazy Susan table, man, I don't know where it's been all my life, but I am sure freaking glad. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing? I'm sorry. Did I have it off the table? I will have to try it if it's helped you a lot. Okay, so now we're just going to get this little tail of our shamrock here. Okay, we'll lift this up, just get our edge. Edge again. Okay, and then we'll get this little guy right here. So just making nice clean swoops through. Like so, there we go. Loading our brush again. Nice clean swoops. You guys see? Oh, can't see, sorry. Trying to check my camera. Oh, I was frozen. Oh, dang it. Silly Facebook. I noticed the other day I was watching somebody on Facebook and they were freezing a lot. I'm wondering if it's a Facebook thing. Okay, so now I'm just going to go right here, try and avoid getting too much of our little dot that we got going. Okay, just grabbing the tip of my brush with the paint to try and avoid making a mess. And then just coming straight through like so. All right. So I'm going to have to do just one more strip on this. Thank you. One more strip on this rainbow we're going to do real quick. Like I said, the shamrock's not too worried about because we're doing the glitter on. This poor guy. Oh. Note to self, don't drop your heat gun. It will start to sound pathetic like mine. All right, so that is good. And then our next color is the blue. And the blue that we're using is the Lake Blue. I'm going to use that for the base. And then I'm going to come in with the darker blue, and that one is called Mediterranean. Okay, oh, I guess I should probably do the other green though. Yeah, we'll let the other greens dry. I'll just do it real quick. Sorry, we'll do green. I'm all over the place tonight. It's one of those nights, you guys. You're getting me all crazy. Okay. I am actually going to go down because these shamrocks are a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go in down in size to that 3/8 angle brush for these ones. This green is called Gecko. It is one that you'll usually always see me paint with. Same with the Parsley, the other shade of green, the little bit darker of the lime greens. They're kind of go-to green for me. Am I on screen? Okay, I'm on screen. And you guys, I also am recording this as well as not having it going through Facebook. So if we do have a problem, I will upload this onto the Kajabi that Lori has. So then you guys can always refer back to it too. If there was a part that you were missing and wanted to see again, if I froze. All right. Okay. All right. And then, like I said, if I wasn't painting with the glitter, or if I wasn't putting glitter on with these, I would come back with the green and do that second coat. But where I'm not, where we're getting glitter on it, I'm not going to worry too much about it because we're really just looking for a base. All right. Okay. Going right around this angle here, like so. Get our middle. So I'm just kind of using the extra paint that I've got here, kind of smoothing it out. Using just the tip of my angle brush is kind of what I'm using here for this one. And then coming through, there we go. And then let's pick this guy up. Just getting the edges. So there we go. Okay, Gecko is done. Green. Our green is done. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with Lake. For our little rainbow strip here. And I'm staying with that 3/8 angle brush. And Lake is really one of those colors that you could get away with one and done. We'll blow dry it real quick just to make sure, but I really think we'll be good with one coat, which you all know is my favorite kind. Because time is money. Okay. Let me leave that out for a second. We're gonna throw yep, I think it looks good. I think we're good with one. Throw that in there. All right, let's see. I've seen cute little ziggy zags, little lines, kind of looking like sprinkles. That might be cute. Or little itty bitty lines. What to do? I think maybe the little itty bitty lines might be cute. So we're gonna just go right through and kind of just going for it, because that's kind of the theme of boho, is there's not like straight lines, that kind of thing with it. It's very, it looks very hand-drawn, a lot of love, that kind of stuff. So I'm just taking my little detail brush, going right straight through, making these cute little lines. Mediterranean is also one of those really great colors for blue that is kind of one and done. So it's also really good at keeping that color tone that we want to do. All right, y'all, our rainbow is done. However, I realize I just missed a spot with our green here. Let me get, oh, that's parsley. I forgot this little spot right here. I'm sure y'all were screaming at me through the table. Oh, and you can't even see it. There we go. That spot. We're good now. Okay. Let's get our gold of our rainbow, and we will call it good. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that 5/8 angle for coverage. Now remember, when you're painting with the metallic, it's kind of like a runny toothpaste, or like a runny kind of glue that you're painting with. And even though we did that yellow base coat, it's still going to look better to do 2 coats of the gold. Because as you can kind of see on the camera, you can still see that yellow is pulling through quite a bit. But if it was the white, it pulls through a lot more. Now with metallic, it does bubble faster, so do work very fast with your heat gun. And it is harder to tell if it is dry. do one more here, because from this angle it looks amazingly done, but I know if I was to shift it just a little bit with the light, it would change things just a little bit. So always going in and doing that second coat with metallic, anything metallic really, it really does help. And what I found. But also having a background color really does help as well. Okay, just smoothing that out. Perfect. Hey Brenda, how are you? Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with black. And before I water down my black to do the details, I am gonna go ahead, maybe, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and paint our pots of gold here. And I'm gonna stay with the 3/8 angle brush. And black is usually one of those great colors that it is one and done, meaning you really don't need to do 2 coats. And I'm using pretty cheap black, so I'm using the Apple Barrel black. It's kind of my go-to for black and white. However, I have been using the Craft Smart white for priming, and I don't mind it at all. That one is Michael's brand, Craft Smart. Okay, just coming in here. Getting our details around our shamrock here. Okay. Nice and smooth. Okay. Going right around the edge. All right, I'm gonna get the edge right here. And I know I didn't get the little piece right by the shamrock. I think I'm gonna just grab the detail brush since I'm gonna be using it anyways. We'll just hurry and get it and paint right there. Okay. So before I dilute the black, come in here. Get right here done. There we go. Okay. Voila. Okay. So for those of you that are new, the reason why I dilute down my black is when you are doing outlining, it just makes the paint a little bit easier and pliable to move around. Kind of just spreads easier basically. And because it's black, it's okay if it's a little watered down because it's one of the darker colors. Obviously, you don't get any darker than black, so that is why we do it. I'm just taking my 10/0 spotter and I'm just going through and creating our detail lines here. So basically what we're doing is creating the lines like you would have in a coloring book. So just kind of bringing those lines back. It really does bring your piece to life when you do it. Now, if you were nervous about using the liner brush, you could always use a paint pen. The paint pens that I prefer are the Posca brand paint pens. I love actually using those for writing, but I do prefer using my brush for doing the detail work. So I'm just going around our shamrocks real quick here, kind of giving our outlines. Even though we're going to be doing a little bit of glitter work, I like doing this. It just kind of cleans them up a little bit. Makes them a little more defined, especially around the edges, because sometimes your glitter doesn't go quite to the edge of your work. So it just helps make it look a little bit cleaner. And my brush is starting to gunk up just a little bit with paint. So I'm going to go ahead and get that cleaned up. Hey Carolyn, how are you? I'm so sorry to hear about your bad day. Prayers for your sweet baby. Carolyn's sweet dog got in an accident, hurt his leg. His ACL, right? You know what? I'm kind of feeling a little zigzag right there. We're gonna go here. Still prayers needed for that sweet baby. I just realized this little leaf didn't get any green. I forgot to paint the edges on the shamrock. Whoops. Yeah, I'll get it later. You are more than welcome. It's no fun when our babies are hurting. Get our little rainbow. Same right here. Okay. My shoulder is hanging in. Today wasn't too bad starting off, but it's starting to tighten up quite a bit, not gonna lie. I did a lot of designing and laser work today, so a lot of computer work. And then I started painting towards the end of the day, and maybe I just need to break up the time a little bit differently for it, but we'll find out tomorrow what the heck is going on and what I'm supposed to do, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it's, you know, better than what I'm thinking it will probably be. So guys, I've gotten like off my game. I'm not even doing my squigglies tonight. What is wrong with me? I have to like come back and add squigglies. All right, squigglies going there. I think we'll add another cute little squiggly guy right there. Okay. I grab here. See, this is what I was saying about the Lazy Susan, is you can kind of keep your hand straight and it does the work for you. All right. Okay, this brush is just not, thank you, not wanting to stay all clumpy. Good thing we only have one more spot with the black. All right, I'm filling a squiggle right there. Go right here with my other little friend. Okay. There. All right. Outlining is done. Whew. Here we go. We're gonna grab just a little bit for highlighting of our whites. This usually goes pretty fast. Okay. And right there. Okay, woo. Luckily I didn't get that all over the place. Okay. Whoops, off the camera, sorry guys. Grabbing right here. And grab some little swishies, like so. So when I'm doing highlighting, I am like seriously barely letting my brush touch in spots. And then if I don't like the stroke that I got, then I'll go back in and get just a little bit more. Thank you, Betty. I appreciate it. All right, Mod Podge, and then we are calling it a night, my friends. All right. Maybe, there we go. And glitters. Just grabbing my parchment paper. We'll get these two little ones first here. And I need a glitter brush, Mod Podge brush. These are my brushes that are kind of going kapoopy on me. All right. Just get that glitter, shake it all around. And then I'm going to come in with my embossing tool. And where we did our highlights, I'm just going to pull it just a little bit. So it brings our white back. And then we'll go right here. Smoothing that out as much as I can. There we go. Okay. All right. And I forgot where the highlight was on this one. Nope. All right, well, that one's getting no highlight. Okay. And one more time here. And pour this glitter. There we go. All right. All right. Trying to work kind of fast. Okay, we're going to smooth that out just a little bit. And do our glitter. It really does, doesn't it, Linda? The highlighting, it really does make all the difference in the world. And then when you bring it back on your sign, it really helps too. All right. See, so you can see a little bit of the white popping through. I know it's hard because the camera likes to take the glitter and the light. But in person, you can see it a lot more. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in there. Whoa! So it's almost completely out of my green bottle. So I filled this guy and I might have filled it a little too full. But you know, we live, we learn. There we go, we got it down. All right. All right, just blowing off some of the extra glitter onto my carpet because, you know, can never have too much glitter in your carpet. Eventually the carpet's going to be taken out. All right. So I'm just going to put some Mod on here. And we are going to get that cute neon green going on. And this neon green, I haven't really worked with too much. I believe it kind of just shows through the highlighting a little bit. We might have to throw a little bit on here, but yeah, for the most part it does show through, so you can kind of see it, but it's a little dull. So once again, we're going to just take that and that just kind of brightens up where we highlighted, so it's not as dull. And then let me grab a little bit more of our Mod here. Okay, and I just need a little dot for right there. Okay. Ooh, that's so cute. Okay. Let me put this in the jar real quick and we will show you our friend. Sorry, I know I was talking with my paintbrush in my mouth, but it really does make it faster. Whoa, great. I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, look what Rachel did. Whoopsie. All right, we'll get that picked up in a minute. I knew one of these days I would do it. All right. So here is our fun little friend. Ain't he cute? I love how it turned out. It's so whimsy and fun. I'm glad I decided to do the boho. So there it is. You can see there all our cute little glitters. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it. And Brenda, thank you. I appreciate it, you guys. You all have a wonderful night. Thank you, Linda. Lisa will be on tomorrow night. I know she changed her time. I believe her time's 8 o'clock now, Eastern Standard Time, and that's for sublimation. So I will see you guys next week. Talk to y'all later. Bye, guys. Thank you, Kathleen.